Shalom, shalom. Peace and blessings, family. Thank you guys for coming in. We're gonna have a great show today. Yes, it's a special show today, right? You guys can see the title. We're gonna talk about gender roles. Does it matter? Right? We're gonna talk about gender roles. This is a special show for me. How y'all doing today? Thank y'all for coming in. Y'all ready to have a good time? If you're ready to have a good time, as you come in, hit that like button and please put a qualm in the chat. Let's get it. We're gonna get started just now. Shalom, shalom. And please, as you come in, please hit that like button so we can get started. And before we get started, I'm gonna start with a new intro just to commemorate. I reached the 500 subscriber mark. So yes, we're gonna talk about that as well too. But you guys could see the title, right? Gender roles. That's what we're gonna talk about today. Gender roles. Does it even matter anymore? Right? We're going to talk about that. Right? So I want to get right into it. Right? I want to get into it. I want to talk about the gender roles. But before we get started, man, I want to thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys for coming in and partaking with me with this special show. Right? And like I said, I want to thank you guys. Like I said, I just reached the 500 subscriber mark. So thank you all. So before we get started, I'm going to play a special special intro. And then we're going to get right into it. Because, like, I couldn't make it without you guys, right? So here we go. I thank y'all so much, right? 500 subscriber mark. And I didn't forget about you as well, right? I want to thank y'all for coming in once again, right? I'm your host, Born a Levi, and this is the Born a Levi experience, right? And I did say I was going to do a giveaway at the 500 subscriber mark. And I do have the name of the 500th subscriber. Let me turn this down. I'm looking for, matter of fact, let me get a drum roll. Can I get a drum roll? So I know that was cheesy. That was cheesy. But I'm looking for Shara Yasharala. Shara Yasharala, you are the 500th subscriber to this page. So please reach out to me. Send me an email. There's an email in the bio, right? bornofleviexperience@gmail.com. Send me an email with your information, and I want to send you some stuff, right? I'm doing a giveaway. That's my way of giving back to my community, my subscribers, right? And I appreciate you. So if you see this video, Shara Yasharala, you are the 500th subscriber. I was trying to find out how can I reach you, but if you see this video, please send me an email with your information, and whenever you send that email, I'll be sending you some stuff, some goodies, right? Especially from my sponsors too. I got some sponsors as well. Yes, as small as this show is, I do have sponsors. So Shara, right? Shara Yasharala. If you are watching this, if you've come across this video again and you're watching this particular broadcast, you are the 500th subscriber. And as promised, I'm doing giveaways at all milestones, 500, 1,000, so forth, as we grow, right? So thank you for tuning in and being a faithful listener, right? So I want to get right into it, right? But before I get into it, we're going to play the regular intro just to get into it. And, I pray more people come in, share this content. I know it's tough on a Wednesday night. I'm competing with a lot, but, today was the day I was able to come on. So we're going to start the show and we're going to get right into it. Yes. We are back. Thank you guys for coming in. Right? I thank you guys for coming in on a Wednesday. This is not rare for me. It's not rare. This is rare for me to come on a Wednesday. I never usually come on a Wednesday. But being that I had so much to do yesterday and Monday, and tomorrow I may not be able to, able to come on, because usually if I don't come on a Tuesday, I would usually come on a Thursday. But I'm here on a Wednesday. And what I like about live streaming is that this video is just going to get uploaded. So if you guys don't watch it now, you guys will watch it later. So, how you guys are doing, right? I pray that you all are doing well. If this is your first time on this page, please subscribe. Please subscribe. Like as well. Share this content with your family and your friends so that way this message could get out there, right? We're going to start the show. I want to talk about gender roles. And yes, this particular broadcast was inspired by my last live stream, which I did, I think it was last Friday, right? Talking about Kevin Samuels, right? Right? But, I want to talk about that particular broadcast, right? But I almost forgot to do something too, right? In celebration of that 500 subscriber mark. I think I got to change the beat again. I have to change the beat for that one because I forgot to do it, but I got to do it because I'm hyped. You know what I'm saying? I know y'all like, why is this guy playing techno music? But listen, man, this is a big accomplishment on YouTube, based upon the algorithms and what they're doing. I've made 500 subscribers. And now it's just, I'm going to just trying to keep growing this page. That's one of my goals. So like I said, once again, Shara Yasharala, you are the 500th subscriber. And praise the Most High, we here. We did that thing. Yeah, we did it. I'll clean up later. Right? I was supposed to do that while I was playing that wild intro. But right? I just wanted to do that. Just wanted to throw some confetti. Hopefully I don't get in trouble for making a mess in here. But oh well. It happens sometimes, right? But yeah, we're gonna talk about it. Gender roles. Gender roles. And yes, this topic was inspired by my last live when I was talking about Kevin Samuels and his death and how he was restoring the image of God, which is the image of a man, right? He was bringing back that understanding of how men are to rule their households and women are to help that man, right? In their respective right. So we're going to talk about gender roles. This is something that people don't like to talk about. And I don't even know if gender roles even exist anymore in 2022. Right? Do gender roles still exist in the year 2022? Does it matter what role you play as a gender? Or is everything just genderless? And like I said, this is no attack on anyone. I'm not attacking anybody's preference, but I have a preference, so I shouldn't be attacked by my own preference. I just want to put that out there because it seems we're living in a time where you will be attacked for having a preference. And if your preference does not align with the preference of the world, you will be attacked. So these are my opinions, right? This is how I choose to live. And, there's there shouldn't be any offense taken to anybody out there who doesn't agree with my views. And that's the thing. Can't we just disagree? Why is it that we live in a world where people can't disagree? I can't have an opinion without somebody being upset. Right? Why do we live in a world like that? But I understand that's the nature of the way this world is running, right? Our Messiah told us that because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. So I understand that people will not have genuine love for other people. People will not respect other people's preferences. People will not respect other people's opinions. People will not expect people's walk of life, right? And I believe that people usually do that because they feel threatened. Maybe they feel threatened because someone's particular walk of life threatens their morality or what they consider to be morality. And if and here's the thing too, if my walk of life make you feel like your walk of life is immoral, maybe you need to check the way you live. Maybe it's not me, maybe it's you. Just putting it out there. Right? So I wanted to talk about gender roles. Does it matter? Do we live in a society where you could live comfortably or walk comfortably in your gender and operate in that role? Excuse me. Right? Is that even an option anymore? Does that even exist? And I come from a background where, yes, gender roles do matter. It matters a lot. It matters a lot to me because growing up, that's what I was privy to. I was exposed to gender roles. I was exposed to a man being a man, and I was exposed to a woman being a woman. Right? These are the things that I grew up seeing. But it seems as if there is an attack on that. It seems as if there is an attack on gender roles. And when I'm speaking about gender roles, I'm talking about as far as what we choose to do as well. It could go both ways, but mainly what people choose to do as far as occupational wise, right? I grew up understanding that a man is supposed to be a man, right? Tough, right? Building houses, getting his hands dirty, right? Going out, getting the money, bringing it for the family, hunting, right? on his downtime, wrestling, playing, play fighting. These are the things that made men men. These were roles that men held. Women held gender roles as far as what? Being at home moms, taking care of the children, laundry, cooking, these things. And now I'm not saying that a man can't do laundry and cooking. And the way the world is running now, men have to actually pick up these kind of traits. I mean, I had to. I had to pick up traits like cooking. Yes, I do cook. Doing laundry, right? I had to pick up these roles, right? But I grew up in an era where there were gender roles, where I've never seen my mom overstep my dad, right? As far as her going out there to chase the money. Yes, she made her own money, but everything ran through the man of the house. So I want to talk about gender roles. I want to talk about this is a topic that makes people uncomfortable. I get it. I understand it. Because we live in an era, like I said, we live in an era where we have a lot of strong-minded sisters that believe that they could do anything a man can do. But is that even if a woman can do everything a man can do, should she do it? And I just want to hear from you guys. I want to hear what what you guys think, how you feel about gender roles. Even if you disagree with me, I invite that conversation. I definitely invite that conversation, right? So we could talk about it, because this is a platform where I want people to feel comfortable to talk, so we could get some resolve. Because I want to know, do you guys feel this is the way? And for those of you who believe in God, like I'm a Bible believer. I believe in the Bible. I believe in the structure of the Bible. I believe what the Bible teaches as far as for men and women. So do we believe, or do you guys believe, or do you agree that women can do what men do, and vice versa? A man can do what a woman do? Because the way I think about this is, if that was the case, if there was no gender roles, why would genders be assigned at birth? Why would the Most High make it where you are born a specific gender? That's just logically how I'm viewing it. But the world will tell you something else. The world will tell like, nah. If you want to be this, you go ahead and be that. But why were you assigned this particular gender at birth? And it's not like, and when I'm saying the word assigned, I'm not saying someone said, yeah, you're a boy or you're a girl. It's clearly evident you were born a certain gender. You cannot disagree with that. If you disagree with that, then you're not from this planet. When someone is born, you're born a particular gender. But as you grow older, you may feel like this gender does not suit you. I mean, that is your preference. Like I said, that's your preference. That's what you choose to do. Listen, that's you. But I personally understand that that's not what it's supposed to be, because you was born a gender at birth. You can't say, I'm no longer this gender. I'm gonna be this. And like I said, these are my opinions, right? And last I checked, I'm able to have opinions. So if you disagree with me, this is your time to talk. I believe we could have what's called a peaceful discourse about your opinion. Because if you believe that, if you believe that you can have multiple genders, or you can fulfill a different gender role, that is your opinion. Okay? Please understand that. That is your opinion. And my opinion is that I do not believe that you can be assigned a different gender or fulfill another gender's role. Okay, for instance, one gender role that a man cannot fulfill is giving birth to life, or giving birth to another person, carrying a seed, or carrying a child. That is one role that the male gender cannot physically or naturally, let me make that clear, naturally assume. But now through technology, right? Through science, they're trying to create ways where men can now give birth. Do I agree? Do I personally agree with that? No, I do not personally agree with that. Because if it was so, the Most High would made it like that. So we're going to talk about gender roles, right? And to jumpstart this whole thing, I want to read the definition of what a gender is. And like I said, when I'm talking about gender roles and seeing if it matters, because like I said, what are we leaving behind for our children? Are we allowing our children to be left to their own devices? Are we allowing our children to just be free thinkers? And there's nothing wrong with being a free thinker, right? But when do we stop the line when it crosses right and wrong? And that's the whole thing with this whole understanding. There is no, like, in the understanding of how the world is being ran, there is no understanding of right and wrong. It's basically do what you want to do. But is that okay? I didn't grow up thinking that way. I didn't grow up saying, okay, you can, or I wasn't raised in a household where somebody was telling me it's okay to do whatever you want to do. I was brought up under strict rules, moral rules, and I was taught right from wrong. So what are we teaching our children when it comes to saying, okay, it doesn't matter. If you want to do this, you can do that. If you don't want to do this, you can do that, right? Look. So I'm going to start by reading the definition. And once again, thank you guys for coming in. If you're coming in, please hit the like button. I thank you guys for hitting that like button. If you haven't done so, please subscribe. And yes, earlier I was celebrating me reaching the 500 subscriber mark. So I thank you guys for that as well too. So, continue to support this channel and, grow with me. So now let's look at the definition of gender. Okay? Gender. And it's from the Latin. They got it from the Latin word called genus, right? From geno, right? It says to beget or to be born, right? So gender is assigned at birth, right? Right? A woman, a wife, a father, right? It says properly kind or sort. Everything that was created on this earth, male and female created he, them. It tells us that in the book of Genesis. So right then and there, we can't get around that. There's no other genders that was assigned during the time of creation. I mean, that's and once again, this is what I believe. This is what I believe. I'm not saying that you should believe that. This is what I believe. What I believe from what I've read in the scriptures is that the only two genders that was assigned was male and female, right? It says a sex, male or female, right? It says usually a difference of termination in nouns, adjectives, whatever, to express, here it goes, to express the distinction of male and female. That's how you distinguish what's a male and what's a female, right? Gender. So now with each gender, there are roles to each gender, right? We live in a society where it's being taught you can be what you want to be. Don't let nobody tell you what you should or can't be. No one is allowed to tell you, right? Now you can mark off, instead of male and female, you can mark off other. That's a choice, right? But now let's look at this. Let me show you guys this. So we just read the definition from the Webster's Dictionary of 1828 of what the word gender mean is to distinguish between male and female, right? So now let's look at this. I want to show you guys this. Huh? Right? So I took the liberty to type this into Google, and this is the one of the this is funny. The main source that came up for it was this website right here, which is Planned Parenthood. I don't know if you can see the website, but see right here, so you guys can see it. Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood delivers vital. Listen to this, and we all know this is what I believe, and this is what I know. Planned Parenthood is satanic. There's no other way for me to put it. Planned Parenthood. This entity is a 501c3 entity. It's a non-for-profit entity that is becoming the voice of gender roles or what is gender, or you know what I'm saying? Planned Parenthood delivers vital reproductive health care. Vital reproductive health care. Yeah, they lead the way in abortions. Right? They're behind the mass genocide of the African American race through their god, Margaret Sanger. Look her up, right? Planned Parenthood delivers vital reproductive health care, sex education, and information to millions of people worldwide. Planned Parenthood Federation of America Incorporated is a registered 501c3 non-for-profit. So this is a non-for-profit organization, right? So I took the liberty to type in on Google gender. What are gender roles? Let me move this out the way so you guys could see. Right? So when I did that, Planned Parenthood's website was the first search source. So they're trying to funnel everybody who's looking or who's trying to figure out gender roles to come to their website so they can be the educators on gender roles. So now Planned Parenthood website says, and this is their website, these are their words. What are gender roles and stereotypes? Now they're putting they're very strategic on how they trying to teach the masses, right? You want to know what are gender roles, but they're attaching gender roles to stereotypes. What are gender roles and stereotypes? In this section, sex and gender identity. What is intersex? What are gender roles and stereotypes? So now let's read. It says, what are gender roles? You may ask. Gender roles in society means how we're expected to act. You see how they're very strategic on how they speak. They're saying that gender roles means this is how we're supposed to act, how we're expected to act. So there's an expectation to the public. So they're trying to separate themselves from the public, saying, the public says you must be a good person, but we're saying you can do what you want to do, how you want to do it. That sounds satanic to me. Like, let me just keep reading. Gender roles in society means how we're expected to act, speak, dress, groom, and conduct ourselves based upon our assigned sex. Okay. For example, girls and women are generally expected to dress in typically feminine ways and be polite, accommodating, and nurturing. Is there anything wrong with a woman being all those things? You guys tell me. Is there anything wrong with women dressing feminine and being polite, being accommodating, meaning she's always helping, and being nurturing? Is there anything wrong with a woman doing that? So they're saying this is the typical way women are supposed to be in life. Men, let's pick it up, right? Men are generally expected to be strong, aggressive, and bold. And you see, they use the word aggressive. Like, a man is not supposed to be aggressive. So what am I supposed to be? Soft? I'm supposed to be soft spoken. A man is supposed to be a man. A man is supposed to be aggressive. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with a man roughhousing and being tough and lifting weights and pumping iron? What's wrong with that? Let's keep reading. Every society, ethnic group, and culture has gender role expectations, but they can be very different from group to group. They can also change in some society in the same society over time. For example, pink used to be considered a masculine color in the US. While blue was considered feminine. I've never understood that. I've never seen that before. I was never privy to the understanding that pink was a masculine color and blue was a feminine color. Let me know in the comments if you guys grew up seeing that, because in school it was either a man was assigned blue, during baby showers, and pink, women was assigned pink for a baby girl, right? So now let's keep reading. How do gender stereotypes affect people? So now they're trying to claim that gender roles, now they're instead of saying gender roles, they're saying gender stereotypes. So it's a stereotype to be feminine now for women. It's a stereotype to be masculine or to be aggressive as a man. That's a stereotype. So now it says, how do gender stereotypes affect people? So now gender roles affect people now. It's affecting the way the world is being ran, because a man is not being what a man is supposed to be, and a woman is not being what a woman's supposed to be, right? So a stereotype is a widely accepted judgment or basis about a person or group. That's what they're saying a stereotype is. But now I'm trying to figure out, this is what I'm trying to figure out. I'm trying to figure out, how did gender roles, a woman being polite, dressing feminine, being a helpmeet, being very soft-spoken and nurturing, how did that become a stereotype? Because usually a stereotype is attached to a negative position behind it, right? A stereotype which is negative for our people is that what? Black people are always eating watermelons. That's a negative stereotype. Stereotypes are usually negative. So they're trying to attach gender roles to being negative now. I don't know if you guys could see that. I don't know if I can only see that. They're saying gender roles are negative now because they're attaching gender roles to stereotypes. Wow. Even though it's overly simplified and not always accurate. So they're saying gender roles are not accurate. So a woman is not accurate to say that a woman should be soft-spoken. That's not a woman. That's a stereotype. A man is not aggressive and masculine. That is a stereotype. Men don't have to be that. So what is a man supposed to be? Feminine? What am I supposed to be? Soft? Like, I'm trying to understand. Right? It says stereotypes about gender can cause unequal and unfair treatment because a person's gender. This is called sexism. Oh, you're a sexist. And you see all these isms words, sexism, racism. These words were created, right? The Most High didn't create these words. There was never a term called sexism when you read the Bible, because in the Bible, men knew their position and women knew their position. Sexism is a new word. Matter of fact, let me see how new this word is. Let me see if I could even find the definition for sexism. The word sexism in the Webster's Dictionary of 1828, the word sexism doesn't even exist. Just to show you how new that word is. That word was created for this purpose, for this agenda. The word sexism did not did not exist in the 16th century, 18th century, 17th century. That word did not exist, not until the 20th century. Right? So let's keep reading. It says there are four basic kinds of gender stereotypes. So now let's read the four basic type of gender stereotypes. Personality traits. For example, women are often expected to be accommodating and emotional, while men are usually expected to be self-confident and aggressive. Now, what is wrong with that? Does anybody find anything wrong with a woman being emotional? Do anybody find anything wrong with a man being self-confident? Let's look at the next gender stereotype. Domestic behaviors. For example, some people expect that women will take care of children, cook and clean the home, while men take care of the finances, work on the car, and do the home repairs. Is now question, is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with a woman taking care of children and cooking and cleaning? I don't see anything wrong with that. Now the question is, how did they convince people that this is wrong? Is there anything wrong with a man fixing a car? Is there anything wrong with that? Is there anything wrong with a man doing home repairs, changing the pipes in the house? What's wrong with that? Why should a woman have to do that when there's a man there? Next, occupations. Then this is another one. This is a big one. For me, this is a big one. Occupations. Some people are quick to assume that teachers and nurses are women. I mean, I didn't grow up seeing male nurses. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with a male nurse. But when my mom used to take me to the hospital, the nurse was always a female. Growing up in school, from school age, like preschool up into I would say elementary school, all my preschool and school age teachers were women. I didn't start seeing male teachers until high school. Junior high school, I should say. Right? But I didn't start seeing male teachers until I got into high school. Because male teachers are usually what? Gym teachers. Sometimes they go into science and stuff like that. That was male teachers. But school age preschool kids, women deal with that. They understand the psyche of children. They know how to do things like, right? They know how to do things like sing ABCs, 1, 2, 3s, all these things, right? They understand these things. Women understand A, B, C, D, E, and they put on the soft voices. A woman could do it. I don't see myself doing that. I don't see my children learning from a man who's doing that. Okay, guys, circle time. Okay, grab your books, and that's women. I would expect my sons to learn from a man. Yeah, this is how you gut a fish. All right, listen. You grab the gun like this, and you hold it strong now. Hold it steady. Pull the trigger. Pull it. This is what I would expect my sons to be learning from. Right. So there's nothing wrong. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. These are my opinions. So you guys give your opinion as well too. Right. Let's go back to this. Right. Some people are quick to assume that teachers and nurses are women, and that pilots, doctors, and engineers are men. And this wouldn't be a topic if this wasn't how it was established. Because the question is, why would people think that if people weren't used to seeing it that way? People were already used to seeing it that way. So what have changed to where now a man can't be a doctor? It got to be a woman, got to be a doctor. Or a woman can't be a nurse. A man could be a nurse too. Right? Like I said, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that. But let's talk about it. Let's talk about gender roles. Now the next one they say is a stereotype. This is the craziest one. Physical appearance. Physical appearance. It says, for example, women are expected to be, listen to how they word it too. They're trying to get under people's skin. It says, for example, women are expected to be thin and graceful. Listen, where I come from, the women that I grew up seeing were not thin. We had some healthy Judite and Levite sisters where I was growing up, and they was in the kitchen. Okay, so I don't know what they talking about. So this can't be appealing to our women. It says, for example, women are expected to be thin and graceful, while men are expected to be tall and muscular. Men and women are also expected to dress and groom in ways that are stereotypically, now you see what they're saying? Stereotypically to their gender. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with a man getting a haircut. A sister shouldn't get a haircut. A sister's hair is her glory. Right? Men wearing pants and short hairstyles, women wearing dresses and makeup. And the only reason why this is a topic is because in the earlier days, this is what society was. This is how society was ran, right? Now look at this. Hyper-femininity, whatever that's supposed to mean, is the exaggerated of stereotyped behavior. Is the exaggeration of stereotype behavior. That's believed to be feminine. Hyper-feminine folks exaggerate the qualities they believe to be feminine. So me, to somebody who's against what I'm saying, I would be considered a hyper-feminist, or I would have what's called hyper-femininity. I never even heard of this word, right? Because I exaggerate the qualities that I believe that are feminine, right? This may include being passive, naive, sexually inexperienced, soft, flirtatious, grateful, nurturing, and accepting, right? Hyper-masculinity now. So there's hyper-femininity and hyper-masculinity. Hyper-masculinity is the exaggeration of stereotyped behavior that's believed to be masculine. Hyper-masculine folks exaggerate the qualities they believe to be masculine. They believe they're supposed to be, they believe they're supposed to compete with other men and dominate feminine folks by being aggressive, worldly, sexually experienced, insensitive, physically imposing, ambitious, and demanding. So that's basically saying, what is that basically saying? Hyper-masculinity is a girly girl, and hyper-masculinity is a manly man. So now the question is there anything wrong with being girly? Is there anything wrong with being a girly girl? Is there anything wrong with being a manly man? I personally do not think there's anything wrong with that. I think society ran perfectly fine when men were manly and women were girly, right? So now, I said all that for what? Right? Like I said, once again, these are my thoughts, these are my opinions, okay? And I want to talk about it because I was raised a certain way, right? I was raised to understand gender roles. Some of you guys may not agree with that, but let's see if you guys agree with this, right? How would you guys feel if you ran into this? Huh? This did not exist back in the day, but let me play the video. I'm gonna just use this. This is for just for educational purposes only. I'm using this. So now, because there's no such thing as gender roles, this is what we have. This is what. Am I against this? No, I'm not against this. That's just her preference. But would I accept this? Is this what I want? No, I do not want that. Brothers, you want this?
In bodybuilding in 2013, I became a pro in 2014, and in 2015, I won my first bodybuilding championship. People don't always associate bodybuilding with beauty, and that is what I feel my platform is responsible for. When people think about bodybuilding, they don't think about a beautiful woman. They think about this big, huge, rough guy. But I'm here to show that you can do both. You can have the body, the brawn, and the beauty.
You could have the body, the brawn, and the beauty. You see, Planned Parenthood would love somebody like her. She would be a great example for what they're trying to show, that it's okay to be a woman and to look like this and to be a bodybuilder. It's okay to do that. Am I saying this is wrong? And this is why I'm asking the question. Does gender roles even matter anymore? Does it matter? Does it matter? When I could be a woman and I could look like this if I wanted to. Does it matter? Brothers, I want to hear from the brothers. Do you guys feel like this matters? Oh, the echo is back. I'm sorry. I'm going to make sure I turn off the echo. Let me play it again. Right? Does this matter?
That you want. Good morning. It's time to get up, people. It's 3:50. I know. This is the life that we lead. Welcome to my room, Allure.
And you see, she's a feminine woman. Okay? She's very soft-spoken, right? And she's a beautiful lady too. But why was she convinced to that she had to look like this? Is this the norm? This is not the norm, but it's becoming the norm where a sister could look like this. Right? Okay? She is a bodybuilder. I know for me, I wouldn't want to be with a sister that looked like she could probably bench me. She could bench me. If I'm not doing what she say to do, she's picking me up and she's tossing me around the room, and I'm gonna be helpless because I'm not as big as her. And as a man, how would this make you feel if you was a man and this is the sister that you had to deal with? Would you feel like less of a man? And don't get me wrong. There's some brothers who like women like this. There's some women who like women like this. That is your preference. Me? No. I'd rather my women be nice and soft spoken, right? Petite, okay. Caring. I don't want my woman talking about some, yeah, how much you lifting today? Yeah, what you doing? And slapping me on the behind. Boom, yeah, good work. I'm gonna feel like I'm with another man. I'm not going through this. So gender roles, does it matter? Does it matter? Because apparently I don't think it does. I don't think it matters. I don't think being assigned a gender doesn't matter, because this is what men used to look like. It was okay. It's okay for a man to look like this. But do we believe that it's okay for a woman to look like this? Should a woman be able to look like this? Look, let's show another one. It's another thing.
Sam was always athletic.
Sorry. Sam is a girl, by the way. Sam is a girl, by the way. So let's look at this. So when Sam was a young girl. She learned to be tough. She was get hit by the boys and playing with the boys and just being rough. Is there anything wrong with little girls playing with little boys? No. But I grew up understanding that football was a manly thing to do, because it's about tackling and, just being rough. Women are not known for that. But let's continue watching. For women to be able to play football. Now, you guys tell me, brothers, would you want your sister playing or your wife playing pickup football with you and the guys? Okay, so all right, yeah, I'm not gonna play that video again because I got hit with some copyrighted audio, right? So we won't play that video again, right? I might have to go back in and take that and take the audio out for that one. But I just wanted to show that one, huh? Y'all, is that okay? I mean, if a girl want to do that for fun, play around, you have older brothers, you're the only girl, and they're playing a sport. Of course, it's natural for you to play with them as a girl, but as you grow older, you tend to get away from that kind of stuff. But now it's okay, like, and they're making documentaries about it, like how it's okay women could play football. But what about this? What about this, you brothers? And listen, I'm gonna get to the men too. I'm definitely gonna get to the men because I want to talk about these gender roles, right? What about this, brothers? You want this?
By Sheeter. Oh, what a left hand by DeCare.
Fair use.
Watch Shields versus DeCare, Friday, March 5th. Enjoy this video of the champ in action.
Yeah. So y'all want this, brothers? You want this sister laying brothers out? You get into an altercation. So what's up? What up? Am I against women boxing? Do I want to have a sister that could box? I mean, growing up, in the hood, we used to do something what's called slap boxing. Now imagine you slap boxing a girl. You know what I'm saying? I never grew up seeing sisters slap boxing. So when did it change when women are doing this now? Let's take a look. Hold on. Let's take a look at this. All right. Now imagine you see this sister just boxing, just going crazy, throwing punches, and now you got to take her out to dinner. After she done finished fighting, she looking at you like, yeah, where we going to eat? You paying, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, would any brothers, would you be okay with that? Huh? Okay? I'm talking about she's in the ring giving it her all. She taking hits. Right? So now, I just want to know, is it okay for us to disregard gender roles? Because I could ask my parents if they grew up, or ask my mom. I could ask her, or any older woman, past the age of, let's say, 55, 60. I want to ask them, growing up, have you ever witnessed women boxing? Did you used to buy HBO or pay-per-view fight with women fighting boxing? And it's even worse. They got women MMA fighting. Like, I don't understand why some of these sisters want to go in a ring and just be bloody and just be fighting and breaking arms, and that's things that men used to do. And you see this whole thing where choose your identity. All of this was open up the floodgates for this to happen. Where now women don't want to be in their roles as women. Now look at this. I'm going to show this video now, this video next, right? And I want you guys to really look at this, right? And after that, I'm going to play another video, right? Look at this video. I want you guys to see this. I want you guys to I don't know. And I'm not gonna be making fun of this sister because I'm gonna be playing a video from somebody else's broadcast that they did on this same sister. So apparently a lot of people was broadcasting or was talking about this particular sister. She's in the army, right? And this is recent too, guys. So I want you guys to understand this because I still don't understand why certain women join the army and stuff like that in the Navy or the Marines. You understand? These are things that we found or we heard that men used to do, right? But now let's take a look at this. Where is it? So now this is not my video. I'm just playing the video from another page, right? So let's take a look at this.
Because hold on, I gotta move stop right now. Y'all don't understand how mad I am right now. Like, this the reason people don't be wanting to re-enlist. The army got me fucked up. How the army got you fucked up today, Wells? Well,
a few moments later.
So she was living the good life. She was, she's in the army. She's getting paid by the army, and mind you, she signed up to join the army. It was, we could all say it was her choice to do so, right? So let's continue watching.
well, I'm gonna try to keep it together, but so I just want to make this TikTok because I was just on live this morning, and of course we all know Russia invaded Ukraine. But in this TikTok, like, of course, okay, I'm in uniform, everybody knows what's going on. So of course everybody coming in with the Ukraine, Russia, and all of that, comments or whatever, asking questions. And I'm just like, I'm not here for that. I'm not addressing any of that. But then, like, it's just like, I really hated how people are so insensitive, especially like, and it's like, it's the civilians, but they're so insensitive to like what military people really go through. This is my first term, and like, it's like, y'all, like, what makes me so mad is like, y'all are so insensitive. Y'all want to talk about, oh, this is what you signed up for, this is what nobody goes into the military wanting to go to war, thinking they're going to go to war. I'm financed, for crying out loud. Nobody thinks this is going to happen. But like, civilians, y'all get to go home, y'all get to go to y'all families, y'all go to work, y'all know what y'all life is going to be. My life is so unpredictable. I could be deployed within the next few days.
So apparently, hold on. So apparently, she's in the army. She signed up to be in the army. But now the fear is setting in because what? She's going to be deployed because of the whole Russia and Ukraine thing, going to war. That's real life. Now the question that I'm asking, did she consider that? And you see, the guy who made the video, he's laughing, he's putting all these emojis and all these stuff. I'm not doing that. I'm not laughing at that sister. But I would like to find out, did she think of the possibility of having to go to war? Because, that's what you signed up for. You actually did sign up to fight for this country. And as a man, if I went to go sign up for the army, right, in my mind, I'm going to tell myself, yo, there's a possibility that I can go to war, right? I'm going to tell myself that. I'm going to tell myself there's a possibility that I could get deployed and I could die. Okay, this is what I would tell myself. Understanding that war is something that men do. You go to war, you fight for your country, and and this is why I said, does gender roles even matter anymore? Because here it is, we have this sister right here, right, who clearly is not in a role of her gender. Let's keep it real. Let's be 100 with this. Let's keep it funky, like we would say. Let's keep it 100. She is not in her gender role. And if anybody says that I'm tripping, then that's your opinion. But I don't believe that she's in the right role, joining the army, because now she's like this now. She's out here crying, scared for her life.
I really just like I didn't come into the army for this, and it hurts me, like, and I don't really like to let stuff affect me, but
she said, I didn't come to the army for this. So what did you come into the army for? What is an army? An army is made for war. That's the only, and that the crazy part is, and the crazy thing is, they paint the picture to people. Yeah, sign up for the army. Yeah, come. Yeah, join the army. Help us fight. You know what? We may not even go to war. We're going to station you. You're going to go to school. You're going to get your degree. We're going to pay for everything that you have. You're going to have a free life, but just join the army. But what is the purpose of them recruiting you for an army? An army is if a country has an army, it's there to protect the country. If the country has to go to war with another country, you being a part of that army, or you being a soldier in that army, have to do what they tell you to do. You have to die. You have to be willing to die for your country. And I was never in the army. I've never signed up to be in the army, and I do not know what type of oaths they make you take before they swear you in. I'm pretty sure they swear you in, and they make you say stuff like, are you willing to die for this country? And you got to swear in and say, yeah. Did she not know that? Of course, she's saying, yeah, I didn't sign up for this, but you actually did. You actually did.
This is affecting me because this is my life. But if anything, I really just want people to be like, be more sensitive to the situation, because this is my life we're talking about. Like, there's potential that, like, honestly, like, there's potential that anybody going over there won't come back. So it's just, I don't even know why I'm making this, but it's just like, people talking about the situation, like, please just keep in mind, these are real people that have families, people that have children, and y'all making jokes about it, and y'all this and y'all all of that, and these trolls. I'm like, these are real people, real life situations. Like, please just be sensitive to stuff, because, like, I'm not gonna lie to any of you, I'm scared as hell right now.
You see that? She said she's scared as hell right now. And I'm not laughing at this sister. I'm not saying that, that's good for you. You should have. Nah. Something happened in her life where she had to take on the role of a man. That's what I believe. I believe that something happened. I believe that something happened in her life where she had to step in and take on the role of another gender. Because, yeah, she probably did it for financial reasons, trying to pay for school, you know what I'm saying? Or just wanted a job, and the army was the quickest and most guaranteed thing that she could come across. But did she think to herself and say, yo, I'm about to go and do a man's job? Heck, matter of fact, I'm about to go and put my life on the line for this country. And now she's actually seeing that, yo, this country don't care about me. How you gonna send me to war? That's because you signed up for it. And this is what I'm saying. Does gender roles even matter anymore? Does it? Does it matter? Because here it is, she's crying now. She's clearly not in the role of her gender, and now she wants to back out. And women, and that's what I'm saying. Women were not created to be men. It's not in the DNA of a woman to be masculine, to be strong. I'm not. I don't want to say to be strong, because women are strong, not or to be manly, to put on manly strength. Okay, the Most High. If the Most High wanted it that way, Eve would have never been created. Let's just put it that way. So now, what happened to her where she had to step in and take a man's job? Was it because there was no men to help her in a situation? And matter of fact, what's happening to the men? Somebody tell me, what's happening to the men where the men are not stepping up and going in her roles? You know why? Because this is what's happening to the men. This is what's happening to the men. And this is why I say gender roles matter. This is what's happening to the men. Here it goes.
I can't do it. You guys ready? Huh?
See, look it. What? Look it. It looks like right here. See? Wait. It doesn't look like right here.
Let me see.
Right here. Right here.
Let me see your other hand. It's a little, well, yeah, it's a little swollen.
No, I'm just saying that.
So what are we even looking at, y'all might ask? This is what you call a male nanny, or what they call a manny. So now, we got this brother over here running around being a manny when we got a sister over there running around in the army. See the confusion? See what's going on where there's no specific gender roles? Am I saying that a man can't be a nanny? Listen, to each his own. I ain't being no damn nanny. And I'm not sending my children to no babysitter that's a manny. If you're a man, you're not watching my children unless I know you. Unless you're a cousin, an uncle, a best friend, fine. But if I'm looking for a nanny and I'm going through applicants and you show up to the interview, I don't even want to sit down and talk to you. What are you doing trying to watch little kids? Hold on.
It hurts like right here. So look at like this spot right here.
Yeah.
It hurts right here, not over here.
Now, I'm gonna drop them off and then.
School sucks.
School, yeah. School does suck. But you know.
Everything is
It's Friday though. Are you guys excited? It's Friday. And you guys are going to party bus tonight. Yeah. Oh my gosh. I was gonna end this vlog early, but I'm gonna keep going into the party bus because I feel.
So this is the nanny right here. Right? The title of this video is Day in the Life of a Male Nanny. Being a male nanny. So hold on. When I grew up, nannies were always old grandmas or somewhere. My mom used to always drop me off to this old lady's house that I never even wanted to be at. It was so boring. But my mom knew that this lady, this grandma, would get the job done. She would be a representation of my mom in my mom's absence. Now we have this. This is what we have.
I feel like that's such like a key part to
my mom wanted to make sure you're going. You're gonna go with us.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. I text her and I was like, I'll go.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I took a pig today.
Today?
Yeah, and Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm not looking forward to that.
A pig?
Yeah, a pig.
All right, that's enough of this. I don't even want to see no more of that. So this is what it is. There's no gender roles. According to Planned Parenthood, that is a stereotype for a woman to be feminine and men to be masculine, and women to work or to stay home and work with children and be nurturing. It's a stereotype now. And it's a stereotype for men to work on cars and be masculine and lift weights. It's a stereotype. It is a stereotype. It is a stereotype. It's a stereotype. Women are not supposed to be in a house wearing dresses. Women are not supposed to be cooking. They should be boxing and fighting. Okay, this is what women are supposed to be. That's a stereotype. Women shouldn't be nurturing. Women shouldn't be pleasant. Women shouldn't be wearing dresses. Women should put on boxing gloves and go in a ring and be bleeding and be bloody and be nasty. And then come home talking about something, yeah, well, you taking me out to eat. Do gender roles matter? I'm a firm believer in gender roles, because if you don't have any gender roles, you leave it up to them. They'll have our sisters in the boxing ring. They'll have our sisters in the army. They'll have our men being mannies, watching children. And this opens the door for so much more confusion. So now these children that's witnessing that, they're being raised to think, okay, there's no morality. I can do what I want. Because those poor children that's being watched by that manny, they're being raised to accept any way of life. I'm just going to put it out there. They're being raised to just accept any way of life. And I'm not for that. I'm not here to let my children pick any way of life. As long as they live with me and they're under my roof, you're going to follow the way of life that I follow. And when you get older, you make your own choice. You make your own decisions. But as long as you live with me, you're going to have to follow what I follow. You're going to have to believe what I believe. I'm going to teach you, and then you decide when you get older. This is why the scriptures say what? Train up a child in the way they should go. There's a reason why the Most High put that there, because the way you instruct the child, they're never going to leave that understanding. So what is the world powers trying to do? Huh? What are the world powers trying to do? They're trying to tell people that you're you have hyper-femininity, or you have hyper-masculinity. You're a sexist. You're a sexist. And that's a word they created to get people to not honor their gender role. Planned Parenthood is behind this. How can I fight gender stereotypes? How can we fight this? Says Planned Parenthood. You probably see gender stereotypes all around you. Yeah, because the world is male and female, created he, them. Duh. What? You might also have seen or experienced sexism or discrimination based on gender. I've never grown up seeing discrimination based on gender. I've never seen that. There are ways to challenge these stereotypes to help everyone, no matter their gender or gender identity, feel equal and valued as people. Feel equal and, let me highlight this right here. Feel equal and valued as people. This is what they want. They want us to feel equal to each other. When the Most High didn't create us to be equal. Even in like all right, let's look at the animal kingdom. Let's look at lions. We have male lions and female lions. Female lions. A female lion is called what? A lioness. Does a female lion look like a male lion? No. A male lion has a mane. You don't see female lions leading the pride, the lion pride. It's always one male or the alpha male surrounded by lionesses. And in that role, in their pact or their pride, their lion pride, they all have their roles. The lionesses, they have their gender role. And the male lion, he has his gender role. On and on and on and on and on. We could go through it amongst gorillas. There's apes, there's male apes, and there's female apes. Everything is male and female. It's even down to the science of trees. And I actually learned this not too long ago. There's female trees and there's male trees. Right? A male tree pollinates the female tree. And what does the female tree bring forth? Fruit. Apple trees. Any tree that brings forth fruit is a feminine tree. Is feminine. Because what? She's bringing forth life. And it took a sister from the Caribbean to explain that dynamic to me. Because she was here from Jamaica visiting. And it was a couple of years ago. And my allergies was acting up crazy. I'm like, yo, I couldn't even breathe. My eyes was watery, nose stuffy, running nose. And she was like, oh, I can't. She's like, I can't take it out here. I'm here visiting. And she was like, I was like, oh yeah, how you like it? She's like, I hate it. I was like, why? She was like, because I noticed there's only male trees around here. And I'm like, what the heck is this sister talking about? She's like, everywhere you go, there's only male trees. And I was like, how do you know what tree is male and which one is female? And I wasn't even thinking, along the lines of the scriptures at that time. And she was like, there's only male trees here because it's all so much pollen in the air. Everything is pollen. The pollen is coming out from the trees, but it don't have anything to pollinate. There's no female trees to absorb the pollen to bring forth fruits. That's why when you look around in the streets, there's no trees bringing forth any fruit because all of the trees are male or masculine. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. The Most High really created everything male and female, even down to plant life, the trees. Male and female created he them. The sun and the moon, masculine and feminine. So who are we to go against our gender assignments? If nature can't even go against their natural assignment, why should we? That's the question. If nature, plants, animals can't walk away from their gender assignment, how can we do that? And why are we able to do that? Why are we able to do that? So this is why I was asking, does it even matter anymore? Does it even matter that we have gender roles? I understand that we live in a society where both man and female have to work. That's because that's the way the society is designed now. Now you one income can't just take care of the household anymore. It needs two incomes in most cities. In the city I'm at, I live in New York. Yeah. In New York, it's real expensive. Mad expensive out here. You definitely gonna need two incomes to live above water in New York. So yeah, a husband and a wife have to both work. But should that excuse the woman from operating in her gender role as the nurturer? I don't believe that that's what happens. That should happen. And thank you guys for coming in. If you guys can do so, please hit that like button on the way in. And if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. I need it. We need it. All right. But yeah, gender roles, man, doesn't matter. And leave it to them, leave it to Planned Parenthood. They're going to tell you that if you operate in your gender, you're evil. Okay? And you're what's wrong with society. You femininity, you have hyper-femininity. Brothers, you have hyper-masculinity. Okay? If you walk according to your gender and you feel like no other race or not race, but no other gender could do what you do as a man, well, there's only two genders. If you feel like women can't do what you do, you have hyper-masculinity, and you need to tone it down. Sisters, if you feel like a man can't be the nurturer, you have hyper-femininity, and you need to turn or tone it down. This is what the world is going to teach you. This is where we at. This is what it is. And is it fair that we live in a society where I can't speak on my male dominance as a man? I can't show that. I can't portray it. I can't exalt that as a man. I can't exalt it. Is that fair? I don't think that's fair. And is it fair that I get silenced because I believe and I strongly believe and I have my opinions about gender roles? Is it fair that I can get silenced for that? It's not fair. Who's making up these rules? Who's doing that? I don't want to be a part of a society that's making up these kind of rules. I should be free to feel how I want to feel and say how I want to say and think the way I want to think. Okay, you could be you could think how you want to think, following Satan and Lucifer and their ways, and I should be able to be free to think how I want to think, following God and keeping His commandments. I should have that right. But we're living in a world that's anti-God, anti-Christ. Leave it up to them. They would have it where no one would know about the Most High. And they're slowly trying to integrate that way of thinking, because why? The new generation that's coming up, they're being exposed to this. They're putting it in schools. They're putting it in movies. Man, Disney now have gender, was it gender neutral characters, or they introduced the LGBT community into Disney. That is insane. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think that as a consumer, I can only watch what you putting out. I have the right to not watch it if I don't want to. So but granted, Disney was always wicked as hell. So I just want to put that out there. Disney was always wicked, right? They always had some subliminal over sexual undertones in Disney movies. That's like a known fact. You could Google it. You could watch certain YouTube videos and they'll expose, the nastiness that's hidden inside of Disney cartoons. But now Disney is like, you know what? Let's just go all the way nasty with this now. We're just going to be full blown just disgusting now. We're just going to be out here just nasty. And we're just going to put this in here, and you're not going to have a choice. You just got to watch it. Your children have to watch it. Is that fair? So, I'm going to open up the lines. And we're going to talk. We definitely going to talk, guys. I want to know, do you believe gender roles do matter? What is your opinion? Because I've been speaking my opinion all night, right? I just want to get your opinion. And even if you're watching this broadcast right now and you don't agree with what I'm saying, you can call in right now, or you could just leave a comment and I'm going to respond to your comment. If you see this at a later time, right? If you see this at a later time and you do not agree with the content of this video, leave a comment. I'm not gonna delete it. I won't delete it, right? I believe in free speech. I believe that you can say what you want to say. You have the right to do so. The same way how I have the right to say what I want to say. I have that right. A caller coming in. There we go. Let's take this call. Shalom, Sister Joe.
Hey, Shalom.
Hey, Shalom. What's going on, sis?
Nothing much, man. I'm actually watching you right now, and I'm just like, I was mad nervous, but I'm like, let me just call.
Ain't nothing to be nervous about. You know me. I don't bite.
Yeah, I know. Nah, but
well, how's everything? Everything's good?
Calling. Yeah, it's not bad at all.
All right.
It's getting better.
All right. So talk to me. Gender roles. Does it matter? Well, what's your take on gender roles?
So it's I don't know. I just felt like I had to call today because I was just like, I don't know. That's just like it was a very big topic, especially for today. It's just crazy because nobody knows what they're supposed to do, what their duty is. There's no sense of direction in this world. It's just everybody's confused about everything. So I mean, growing up, I have a whole bunch of brothers. So I've always been a tomboy, and it's crazy because before the truth, I was basically living in a gray area where, I didn't believe in gender roles. I felt like anybody could do anything, so I felt like, why shouldn't a woman fix a car if she could? Why can't, a woman be a pilot? All of these things. I felt like, the sky was the limit. And of course, in the world with no laws and everything is a free for all. Of course, you can grow up thinking like, yeah, you could just do whatever. But, coming into the truth, learning that there are laws that we actually have to follow because that's how we show the Most High that we love him. It's just like that kind of changed my whole perspective.
Right.
So now understanding, the Most High and finding my purpose within him is like, now I understand, all right, Joe, all right, you can't put that down. Cause sometimes I still, I still catch myself. There's a lot of times where, I find myself doing things that, a man is supposed to do. I grew up very close to my father. That's my guy. And, I was his broke little best friend. So everywhere my father went, I went. So I didn't grow up necessarily like, you know, being very girly and stuff like that. So a lot of these things felt very unnatural to me, as weird as it sounds.
Okay.
But yeah, so it was a lot of it is a lot to get used to, but like I said, you know, it's a whole process coming into the truth and, you know, being baptized. There's a lot of things you got to put down, and there's a lot of things that you have to unlearn and relearn. So, you know, it all goes, you know, in the process. But definitely in the world, I definitely had that way of thinking where, you know, anybody could do whatever they want. But now I definitely see the cons to that. I definitely see, you know, all of the negatives that come with it. Like it's blatant now. And I think it takes the truth. It takes the Most High. It takes the Holy Spirit being in your life, guiding you for you to actually see these things. Because, again, in the world, you don't see nothing wrong with anything you're doing. You know, like, it's just like, what's the big deal about everything? But, you know, it's funny because earlier today I was actually having a conversation on this topic.
Wow.
And yeah, it was crazy. So I was talking about, you know, like how I was before the truth, especially like, you know, when I was younger, I was always very rowdy. Like I said, I was very much a tomboy.
Okay.
Very aggressive, like always in fights and like just a boy. Look like a girl, but a boy. Personality, everything is just like to the point where like my friends is like, yeah, that's my boy.
Wow.
Like,
so he used to refer to you as my bro?
Yeah, I was the bro.
Wow.
And you know what? A lot of people who you know, who aren't aware of the change that I've undergone or who hasn't been able to witness who I am now will still come up to me like, yo, bro, like, yo, what up? You know?
Right.
So
that's how they remembered you.
Exactly. Exactly. That's who I've always been. So for now, like, you know, it's just like, yo, you know, it's like, yo, what up, bro? But I'm your sister now.
Right.
I gotta take a deep breath to say it. Like, it's just it's a lot. But you know, going into like the negatives of that is like, you know, being, you know, tomboy and stuff like that. When you take on the attributes that are not natural to you, like, you pay for it later on. So growing up, I never allowed myself to be emotional. I always looked at it as a weakness. Being, you know, feminine, I just wasn't interested in that. So, you know, so cutting myself off like that, and then now going into adulthood where, you know, coming into the truth, understanding the role I'm supposed to play, and, you know, my duty is just like, okay, let me see what this whole thing is about.
Right.
So now, you know, when you don't train yourself on how to master and how to overcome certain emotions, when they hit you, you don't know what to do. So, you know, right now it's just like half the time I'm still confused. Honestly speaking, like sometimes I'm still confused with my own emotions because it's just like, this is just so weird. This is so foreign to me.
Right.
You know,
but it's
supposed to be natural.
It's like you getting used to it because like, you know, you spent your whole life, you know, in the wrong gender, like not in the wrong gender,
basically,
but like doing the wrong, like
in the mindset,
trying to be or doing things that guys do.
Right. I mean, from playing basketball to boxing to like any type of sport, like all of it, you know. So it's a tough, you know, it's a tough chain to break. But like I said, you know, it's coming into the truth. It's learning about the Most High. It's, you know, learning all these things. That is the key. Like, because there's no other way around it. There's no way to, there's just no way to do it. Because you're just going to be blind to everything.
Right.
You know, so.
Well,
but yeah, like, you know, that's just my little snippet.
So to answer the question, gender roles to you? It matters?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does. Because, you know, like, you can't have, if you don't understand your role, then you're going to go into a situation thinking like, for instance, today, women, you know, I'll get on women. You know, a lot of women don't understand their role. They don't understand, you know, what they're supposed to do. So a lot of households, you will find 2 captains in the house. There's no army with 2 people, like, in 100% power. It just doesn't exist, and it doesn't make sense.
Right.
Because you're not going to agree on everything. So if you know, it brings conflict and it brings confusion. Now, if you have children, you know, growing up watching, you know, your parents fight over power, it's just like, well, who do I listen to?
Now,
you know,
now is disrupting is disrupting the Godhead.
Exactly.
I like that perspective.
So yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, you know, I never, like, my mom, you know, growing up, I watched how my mom is like the epitome of song of a song singer, because it's just like she plays her role so perfectly. And, you know, like, the way she holds my pops down is just, you know, it's something that I feel like people could only see in movies.
So you actually, you actually grew up seeing a real gender role with your mother and father.
A real, a successful one at that.
Right.
You know, not to say everything is perfect, like, you know, nobody bickers or anything, of course. But, you know, as far as, like, having a successful foundation, you know, first and foremost, in the church, you know,
right,
raising your children up, you know, like how the scripture says, you know, raising them up so that, you know, when they grow older, even if they've been rough, they got something to come back to.
Right.
You know, so you know, I could say that's my testimony and that's a testimony that I share with all my siblings. You know, my parents, they were successful in playing their roles. My father provided; he was the head of the household. My mom always fixed his plate first, and I was always like, "Oh, why you fixing his plate? Like, we the kids."
Right.
You know, and then, you know, my mom, she took care of everything. Like, this lady worked, but then still, you know, very feminine, still cook, still clean, still taking care of everybody's food.
So despite the fact that your mom had to work, she still didn't forget her role.
No, like, I don't know, like, honestly.
So it's possible.
I don't know how it is possible. It is possible, but don't get me wrong. Like, the times is definitely different because, you know, when my mom was working, like you said, the nanny was that old lady, is that grandma that, you know, both my parents knew and trusted and understood. Like, when they're not there, if I get out of hand, this lady right here is gonna slap fire out of me.
Right, exactly.
She's gonna slap the fire out of me.
That's how we were raised.
It's not. Yeah, exactly. You know, the Levi household. You know, they called Lakai.
Yeah, bro.
So anybody who functioned out of that, like, nah. You know, to the point where my pops didn't even allow me to have friends. Like, that's how much, like, he wanted to make sure that, you know, we were brought up a certain way, and that, you know, if later on we ended up corrupting ourselves, that's what we did. We corrupted ourselves. It wasn't by their hand.
Right.
You know? And then at the end of the day, even no matter where we go off to, we can always say, like, yo, my parents, blessed to have them. Like, they are the image that the Most High put out here. Because my father holds it down, he protects, he provides, and he is like, I don't know anybody who is working harder than my father, you know, and then my mom holding him down, supporting him. Like, they went through so much. They're about to be celebrating their 50th anniversary in July.
Wow. Praise the Most High. Look at that.
Yes, you know, and that was an arranged marriage, you know.
Wow.
So,
it was an arranged one?
Yeah.
Yo, that
Yeah,
is
like
wow.
you don't hear about these too much, you know.
Right.
So I thought I thought it was the fairy tale where they, you know, they met, they fell in love, like in the movies. Nah.
Wow. Well,
But
look
you
at
know,
that.
and they're successful. Yeah.
Praise the Most High. But you see,
Well,
I'm happy.
crazy.
I'm happy that you had that example, because you know a lot of us grew up with those examples. It's just like it seems like this society is trying to remove that example to have the next generation in limbo, and the only thing they're gonna be able to rely on is what the talking heads on TV is saying. So they're gonna have to go with that. You know what I'm saying? So
They just out here selling confusion.
Yeah.
And people are just buying it up, thinking like, you know, the answers is gonna be in man's hand. Like, nah. But you know what? That's the time we're living in, and we already know, like, you know, that's what the prophecy says. And, you know, woe be to those who call good bad and bad good. So all we could do is just, you know, continue on this straight and narrow path, you know, keeping the Most High first and foremost, you know, have that tunnel vision, and that's what we
keep
can do.
enduring to the end, right?
Keep enduring to the end.
God, definitely.
To the end.
Well, I definitely appreciate you calling in, sis.
Absolutely. There was a couple times I wanted to call, but I was like, yeah, I'm not nervous.
Nah, listen, don't feel like that. This platform is for y'all. You know what I'm saying? That you know what I'm saying? You try to create a platform for the younger generation. Yeah, older people too. You know, I'm not discriminating, but you know, I feel like, you know, the younger generation, we don't really have a voice. So, you know, here it is.
Right.
Here's your opportunity.
Yo, and it's definitely appreciated.
Praise
Definitely appreciated, man.
Because
we need more of this. Like, we need more of, you know what I mean? Like, our community is very small.
Yeah.
So, like, we definitely need something to listen to, something to tune into, you know, and, you know, just to keep our minds, you know, in a cleaner place, you know, because the world is just so through the perversions, you know what I mean, left and right, is just something wicked. So we need this. So I appreciate all the work that you put in and the time that you carve out to, you know what I mean, do this. All praises to the Most High.
All praises.
Yeah, man. Brother, we out here with you.
All right. That's what I like to hear. You got some soldiers with me. That's what I like to hear. So I appreciate you, sis. All right.
I appreciate you, bro.
All right.
Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah, there you go. I also had another number call in. I had two numbers calling. I had a 754 area code. If you're listening, please call back. And I also had a 973. So, okay, 754 is calling in right now. So, all right. Let me just put that. 754-241. 214. What's going on? You're now with the Born and Levi Experience.
Hello, can you hear me okay?
I definitely hear you loud and clear. You hear me loud and clear?
Yes.
All right. What's going on, 754? Who am I speaking with?
Okay. I'm Aisha. I just want to say all praises to the Most High for this channel. It's awesome.
All praises.
Okay.
Thank you for coming in.
Yes. So I'm going to answer this question. First, like the things that the previous sister came on talking about, I can relate to all of them. That's exactly my same story too. But
oh wow.
To answer this question, yeah.
So you grew up tomboyish, playing sports. And
no, not like that.
Okay.
I was always like soft, feminine, so like that, and I was trying to say that I could relate to like mother and father together. You know, the roles were in place. The whole no friends thing. You know how like Asians could be.
Right, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like more of a. I was very, very feminine because my mom is like extremely feminine. So the only reason why I came out of that element is because I was just seeing the world around me kept talking about like feminism and stuff like that. So they made it sound so weak to be.
Wait. So let me get this straight. You was already feminine, you know, being a girly girl, but then once you heard the conversation of sexism and all of that, that made you change, or made you feel like, okay, I don't think I should be like this. Are you saying that?
Yeah.
You see, and look, see, brothers and sisters, this is exactly what I'm talking about. They know exactly what they're doing. This is all magic and sorcery. They putting out the conversation out there, telling people that's hyper-femininity and hyper-masculinity, and it makes you feel like, oh, am I doing something wrong? No, you're not doing anything wrong. No, but go ahead, sis.
Yeah. So I'm going to answer the question about does it matter? I think it does matter, because what I learned out of that experience is that it was a blueprint for me. It's like a blueprint for the ones who walk before us. Like, it helps us focus more on who we are individually rather than generally. So for me, I wasted a lot of time trying to backtrack, trying to understand what it was like to be a woman when I already knew that. So these gender roles kind of gives us some type of guidelines. Okay, this is what it's like to be a woman. This is what generally it's like to be a man. So we don't have to focus on the general part. Just, okay, now I know I'm a woman. You know you're a man. So now who am I? So I could just focus on, so that's why I like gender roles, because now that I'm following them, I can focus on me now and not the whole,
and it basically actually just helps you play your role. There's nothing wrong with that. And if everybody was to just play their role, society would be ran smooth. I wouldn't have to compete with my wife on who's the boss of the house. You understand what I'm saying? I would, you know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. So, praise the Most High.
Yeah.
Praise the Most High that you was able to see past the lie and you snap out of it. Like, yo, it's okay for me to be feminine. It's what? What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Yeah, praise the Most High.
Yeah, I have one more comment,
no, go ahead,
for future videos, if you could. I think that there's a lot of things that us as Haitians, concepts we grew up hearing, little traditions, certain, for instance, Haitian days come on, Haitian Flag Day, the Soup Jumu and stuff like that. And a lot of people don't really talk about these things because it's not, they simply don't know. You just have to be Levi to understand these things exist. And I feel like we should talk about them to see, okay, is it wrong? What should we do with it?
Okay, definitely.
Yeah, so I would love for us to have a conversation about that,
Okay.
Videos, if you can.
Definitely. I already know what I'm going to title it.
Yeah.
Traditions of Men.
Yes.
That's going to be, I'm going to make that another topic. We're going to talk about the traditions of men, and we're going to talk about all traditions, because that's a tradition, right? Yeah. And I'm not even going to say too much. I already know what I'm going to say about the Haitian flag, being that I'm Haitian. You understand? But praise the Most High for that. Praise the Most High for that. For your call and your comment, and and you watching and tuning in. Praise the Most High for that. I appreciate you. I thank you for that.
Thank you. Thank you for your work.
All praises.
Okay.
All right, sis. The water.
Shalom.
Shalom. All right. Thank you. I got the sisters calling in, chiming in. I also had a 973. Okay, is this a text? Okay, I'll read it. So this is a 973 area code, and they text. It says, "Shalom, officer. I'm too nervous to call in, but I agree with the gender roles. Honestly, initially before the truth, I would say I was a feminist. Who didn't need a man, but since coming into the truth, and through reading the word and seeing the brothers, I've been undoing that mindset that I've lived by for so many years. But although I'm in the truth, I'm also in college, and I find that sometimes society forces out people to step into that masculinity role in order to achieve the goals we're trying to obtain." Great topic. Be blessed. So praise the Most High that you're in this, you're in the truth, and I know you're fairly young. You're in college, right? But don't let your college, don't let the people in that system convince you that you shouldn't be who you are, or who the Most High called you to be. And you see, this is why I don't understand why people are calling what we believe a cult. I don't understand that. I don't understand why people are calling this a cult, or it's wrong, it's evil. This is the only understanding that I've known that has changed so many lives. Here it is. We have people who was walking outside of their calling, out of their natural selection, and now is realizing they were wrong and coming back to what God created them to be. Is that wrong? Is that a cult? If it is, we the best damn cult I ever heard of, I ever seen in my life, because this understanding is changing lives. So I appreciate your comment, your text. I appreciate you calling in, and not calling in, but you're too shy to call in, but to even leave that message. Oh, look at this. I was just sent this as well too. The water, Sister Joe, for sending this. This is along the lines of the topic, right? Report. This is call for Mother's Day to be renamed to. Look at this, and this is why it's confusion. This is why this whole thing is just confusion. Okay, it says call for Mother's Day to be renamed to Parents' Day, so it includes transgender men who have also given birth. You can't make this stuff up. Let me see if I can get it into focus. There you go. There you go. This is what happens when you let Planned Parenthood tells you what life is about. There it goes. This is exactly what happens when Planned Parenthood teaches you that being in your gender role is a stereotype and it's evil. There it goes. This is exactly what they wanted. They wanted to bring confusion. Listen, okay? They wanted to bring confusion. Okay? Anything else? All right, yeah. So guys, I want to hear more from y'all. Listen, I want to hear from the people who disagree with me or who disagree with the thought of gender roles. If you're watching this and you disagree, call in. But I guess majority of the people watching actually agree with this, right? So I want to hear from y'all. I plan on coming off real soon, but this is a great topic, and I feel like we need to talk about it. We need to let this be an open discussion rather than being shunned by society for having this conversation. Society shuns this type of topic. They say it's wicked, it's evil. You're a sexist. You're a feminist. You have hyper masculinity. And these are the kind of people we don't want in our society. Let's talk about it. Once again, the water for everybody who's coming in. And the water for everybody who has subscribed to this channel. I'm going to do another one. I did this earlier, but I got to do another one. How you do this? Woo! I don't know who's cleaning that up. Would it be fair for me to say it would be out of my gender role to clean it up? Nah, let me stop. I'm just playing around. I'm going to clean that thing up. Okay, a man can clean, all right? We can clean. I do clean. I'm going to have to clean up all of these things. Just celebrating 500 subscribers. You know what I'm saying? I'm just playing around. So, yeah, man. Gender roles, man. Gender roles. Does it matter? Call the number 646-439-6959. I appreciate you all. Right. I'm gonna dread cleaning up these things. I'm gonna dread cleaning this stuff up. I don't know why. I don't even know why this thought came in my mind to even do this. But hey, I wouldn't be who I am if I didn't do what I wanted to do. All right. Khan, my man Hyman is in the building. He said we're gonna hit 1,000 soon. Yeah, of course. Most High willing, we definitely gonna lead that. We're gonna reach that. Praise the Most High. Shalom to everybody who's in the check-in. I see you all. See you, Frida. I see you, Cha-O. Cha-O says, "Yep, no friends for Haitians." That's true. Yeah, yo, my parents didn't want to see none of my friends come to the house, and let one of my friends have an earring come in the house. Yo, Levite family, Levite parents be doing the most, man. But it's all good. Shalom to Kim. I see you in the check-in. Felipe Martinez, I see you. Alfred Yasharala, I see you. Vessel of Power, I see you. The Water for coming in and keeping the chat alive. I appreciate y'all. Is my moderator in the building today? I doubt it. He probably sleeping. But yeah, man. I thank you guys for coming in. Kyla, I see you. Shalom. Right? Who else is in here? Oh, Phyllis, Sheree, Shalom, I see you. That's cold. Tina, Salvatore, I see you. Shalom, peace and blessings. Right? Stevenson, Levi, I see you. Shalom. Right? The water for coming in. I appreciate you. But there, man, this is what we gotta talk about. We gotta talk about these gender roles, man, because if we don't, we leave it to them. Okay? We gotta talk about gender roles. Right? We gotta talk about gender roles. And like I said, there's nothing wrong with sisters being fit and looking like you be in the gym. But this sister look like she is the gym. Okay? This sister look like she is the gym. I hope I never run into this sister in real life. I'm sorry in advance. I'm just saying. But yeah, man. Gender roles, family. Gender roles. Gender roles. So once again, the calling number is 646-439-6959. I'll give it about another 5 minutes before we call it quits for the night. I know it's getting late. I know a lot of people was already watching another stream. And, you know, I thought twice about coming on a Wednesday. I understand I can't compete with what Elder Ricard is doing on his platform. Everybody was watching that. But, you know, hey, whoever watches this or fall upon this at a later time, I appreciate you that you hit the subscribe button. I would appreciate you if you hit the like button. And also, those of you watching right now, share this. Share this content with somebody you know who struggles with gender identity or gender roles. And see if they have anything to say. And like I said, I welcome every comment. Okay? I'm not going to delete your comment. Okay? Just try to keep it clean. Try to keep it, you know what I'm saying? But if you disagree, I welcome you to show me and to tell me that you disagree. And I'm going to respond personally and we'll have a conversation. Right? I don't think that this should be something that we can't talk about. Right? We should be able to have a peaceful, cordial conversation on this topic. Right? But I pray that everybody's having a great week thus far. I pray that everybody's having a good week. And everybody is doing what they're supposed to be doing. I pray that everybody is enduring and just doing what we all need to be doing, trying to make it into this kingdom, because that's the goal. And that's the reason why I want to keep this platform going, to try to help encourage and try to teach people and, you know, just try to inform and bring truth, bring life, bring light. Because like, yo, you could scroll through YouTube and there's a lot of platforms that's just talking about a whole bunch of nothing. But people gravitate to it. And it be a lot of our people who's lost gravitate to content that's not beneficial for their salvation. So, you know, we're going to push our own content. We're going to push it. We're going to make sure that as much eyes can see it. And the only way we can do that is if we, you know, share this content. So once again, before I end too, as promised, I did say that the 500th subscriber will get a giveaway, and I'm still trying to give the giveaway away. And I'm looking for, if you're watching this, Shara Yasharala. You were the 500th subscriber. So if you see this broadcast, if anybody know who that is, tell her that the Born of Levi Experience channel wants to give her a giveaway from our sponsors, and to send an email. The email is in the bio or in the about section of this page, which is the Born of Levi Experience at gmail.com. Send your information, and I'm gonna send you a package, a care package with a whole bunch of goodies in there, as promised. I'm gonna be doing the same thing again for the 1,000th subscriber. So if you want to be in on that, be the 1,000th subscriber, and you'll get a giveaway too. There's so much more things that I got lined up for you guys on this platform. Interviews, things of that nature, street stuff, or street interviews that I'm gonna be doing. I'm gonna be bringing that stuff back out, man. I was encouraged to keep doing it, but I'm gonna go back, and especially for the summer, it's gonna be getting nice. I'm gonna have a team with me. I have my team that's gonna be working with me, because I can't do this by myself. Yeah, it's the Born of Levi Experience, but we got some other people in the background helping support this channel. So I appreciate you guys too. Kudos to you guys. And once again, thank you guys for coming in on a Wednesday. Yeah, like I said, I don't usually come on a Wednesday. I couldn't come on yesterday. I was super busy, and tomorrow I may not be able to come on. I'm not going to be able to come on tomorrow. I just know that for a fact. But I'm here on a Wednesday. So, I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for coming out. Thank you guys for streaming. Thank you guys for following this channel. Thank you guys just keeping up with me and getting informed and getting enlightened. So I really appreciate you guys. And like I said, this platform ain't just for me, it's for y'all. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for coming in. I'm gonna just call it quits. You know what they say. You gotta quit while you ahead. I got 2 phone calls. That's good enough. 2 people called in. I'm good with that. All right. And it was very informative. Well, I got 2 phone calls and a text message. So, and it was from 3 sisters, and I appreciate that. And you guys actually helped supported my stance on this. So it's not just me just spewing hateful rhetoric as somebody who disagrees with this content would say. And I appreciate my sisters for calling in and texting and giving valuable points. So that way, when other sisters come across this video, they could see as I don't stand alone. So I really appreciate that. And please share this video, like, comment, subscribe, share, the whole 9. I appreciate you guys. I'll see y'all on the flip side. The next show, you know what? And I appreciate the sister. I believe her name was Aisha or Aisha. Forgive me, Aisha, who called in and said I should do a show related to the Haitian flag. But I'm going to talk about the whole thing. We're going to talk about the traditions of men. I'm going to make that my next show. So definitely, please tune into that. I appreciate you guys. Shalom. The water for coming in. Peace. Right? Peace.